good morning. This is Mo, the traveling Jamaican, and I'm here looking a hot mess because I never planned these videos, but I wanted to share that we got Mexican bank accounts recently, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why and the process of how we got it. So let's just jump right into that. So why did I choose to get a Mexican bank account? You know, what's so special about it? Why did I need it? Why didn't I just continue to use the bank account that I've been using from my home country? Well, first of all, I know if you search here on YouTube, you will learn how to open one of these bank accounts. The videos are out there, the information is out there on how to do it. And it's pretty much the same. I'm not doing anything very different. But why I chose to do it is something that I wanted to jump on here and talk about real quick. A lot of the videos that I'm finding on here are from a very American perspective. Now, if you're an American moving to Merida, Mexico, you probably do not need a Mexican bank account at all. There are US bank accounts out there that will allow you to just withdraw pesos from any ATM here in Merida. And some of these US bank accounts apparently will even will refund you the withdrawal fee when you take your money out. That's phenomenal. Like, you don't need a Mexican bank account per se when you are in Mexico and you're an American, or you have an American bank account from one of those banks. It ain't the same for me. It ain't the same for me at all. So, I mean, and there are of course certain circumstances and instances where I gather a US person would want to have a Mexican bank account too. I have heard all the chit chatter in the WhatsApp groups of certain apps like Didi. Didi is an Uber competitor here in Jamaica. Rappi is one of the bike services that does deliveries of food or whatever else here in Merida, Mexico. Did I just say Jamaica a while ago? Here in Merida, Mexico as well. And these apps are sometimes not willing to take cards that do not originate here in Mexico. So, you know, that's one reason why you might want a Mexican bank account with a card attached to it. Another reason might be if you want to transfer like a really large sum of money, you're buying a house or a car or something, it might serve you better to have that money in Mexican pesos in a local bank account. Now, let's localize this a little bit for me and my situation. I am a Jamaican. My bank account, my bank card that I was using is from a Jamaican bank. I earn in US dollars. So I have clients, I'm a freelance writer, I have clients who pay me, they pay me in US dollars. So picture it. They send me money to a US bank account, which if you're not a US citizen, you can get certain US bank accounts and they allow you to do certain things, but they have limitations. They're like digital accounts. They're not like a physical bank from a traditional bank in the US. So I have one of those through Payoneer. Payoneer is the app that gives you an app, because there are a few out there. It gives you a digital US bank account. So when my clients pay me, it goes to my US bank account through Payoneer. Now, how do I get my money out of Payoneer? Payoneer is one of those apps that will allow you to connect your Jamaican bank account, and so I can transfer money from Payoneer to my Jamaican bank account, no issues. And when I was in Jamaica, that worked beautiful, that worked perfectly. But now we're adding another step to it. I have to go from these people are paying me in US, and then of course Payoneer is charging their fees, so they take out a chunk of my money whenever I get a deposit in. Then I send that money to Jamaica, and so there's that fee to send the money to Jamaica. There's the exchange rate of sending American dollars to Jamaican dollars, which is very weak. And then now I'm here in Mexico, so I have to take that money from Jamaica and turn it into Mexican pesos. 3 points. 3 ways me I lose money for my one little chum change. I had to find another alternative. I had to find a way to knock out at least one of these middlemen, right? And so that's why it was so important and so imperative for me to be able to have a Mexican bank account. Now, especially since I'm here in Merida, if something goes wrong with my money, trying to connect to Jamaican customer service, and you see me holding my head, like, I just wanted to make sure that I tried to cut out as much steps as I possibly could. And this is one way that I did that. Now, this account, this Mexican account, is with Intercam, and it has its limitations too. It is not a regular old bank account that has all the conveniences of a regular bank account. Like, it cannot take a regular ACH direct deposit kind of a thing. It has a round world way of doing things itself, But I'm going to actually let the bank rep tell you more about that. So let me insert that clip right here and let him do his little spiel so that he puts his spin on it, because for me, it's not as convenient as opening a regular Mexican bank account here, but you can't do that without your I'm not a resident of Mexico yet. We are still just on our tourist visa. So I was very happy to be able to open any kind of Mexican bank account just on a tourist visa, because it has definitely already started to make my life so much more easier and more convenient. But let's go to Alfonso. Take it away.
Hello, my name is Alfonso Rodriguez. I work at Intercam Banco here in Merida. And Intercam is a bank very much focused to customers that are sensitive to the exchange rate, right? Intercam mostly deals with companies that do a lot of import and export, or with foreigners that come to live here in Mexico, right? And the reason why Intercam is like this, or why these are our main clients, is because we have a very unique way of receiving money from abroad. Instead of people wiring their money directly to a Mexican bank, when they do this, the money, yes, it gets to those bank accounts, but it gets here in pesos. It gets exchanged along the way, and nothing we can really do after the fact. Only by dividing the amount of pesos that was received by the amount of dollars or euros or Canadian dollars that were sent, only by making that division, we get to see what exchange rate was actually applied to our transaction, and by that moment, it's too late. With Intercam, it's different. We actually give our clients the opportunity to wire the money on the original currency, US dollars, euros, pounds, Canadian dollars, and we get to hold it in that currency until the client is ready to exchange. So the client will send their wire, we will receive it, and a bank executive such as myself will contact the client and say, hey, we received your wire transfer. For example, 5,000, 10,000, it can be any amount. If it's a wire transfer, you can wire as much as you like. And I inform you the current buying rate. At the moment, we are buying US dollars at whatever rate. The client can at that moment decide if they want to take it, exchange and deposit right then and then, or if they like to wait. By waiting, the exchange rate most likely will change, because as we know, the exchange rate does change basically by the second. So the exchange rate that we have at 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 1 p.m., or the next day, next week, and so on, might be different, and the client is welcome to wait, trying to hunt down a rate that better suits their needs. Once the client is welcome to contact me or any of the executives as often as they like, daily, hourly if they want, in order to get the update on the exchange rate so they can make an informed decision. Once the client decides to finally exchange, the executive will do the transaction, and the pesos will clear in the client account within the hour. And both emails will be sent to the client, confirmation of the transaction, and an invoice, because technically what the bank is doing is purchasing your currency, right? Once the pesos clear in your account, you're welcome to use it through your debit card or online banking that are given to all the clients that have a checking account with us, which, by the way, have no cost. There's no management fees, there is no yearly quotas. The only thing that the banks recommend is to keep a minimum balance on the account of 10,000 pesos on the account.
Awesome. So what do I need as a tourist to open an account here?
Excellent. Well, as a tourist, you will need a passport. Then there is this a new change where not all the airports are issuing the migration form. Some of you who have traveled to Mexico before might recall they were white squares of paper that they stamp on the way in. Airports like Cancun, I believe Merida as well, are no longer issuing those. They're just stamping your passport. So passport, the migration form or the stamp of your passport, and a utility bill of your home in your country of origin. That will be if you are a tourist. If you are a resident, then same thing, your passport. We no longer need a migration form, but we will need the residency card, either temporary or permanent, and a utility bill of wherever you're living in Mexico. In both cases, tourists or residents, the utility bill does not have to have your name on it. It just has to be of the house that you live in and no older than 3 months. With those documents, you'll have either a virtual or physical meeting with an executive from Intercam, such as myself, and they will collect the documentation, your information, and that will be everything they will need in order to open the account. The information is compiled and filed and sent to be reviewed and approved. This process takes between 1 to 2 days. Then when it's approved, the executive will contact you, so you swing by to the branch or to any other branch in the case that you have moved to another city. You can sign in any Intercam branch, and there you will get your debit card and your online banking and the wire transfer instructions, so you can send those wires we talked about earlier. And another thing, if you are just making a quick visit to Mexico and you just have the time to the initial meeting, but you'll be gone by the time the account is ready, there is no problem, because we can send via express shipping, DHL or FedEx, the agreement to your home in your country of origin, where it's going to be marked what you need to sign, and also we will cover the shipping expenses, so you send it back to us. As soon as the documents are received, the account will be up and running, and you will be able to start making your wire transfers in. The only thing that you won't be able to do if this scenario happens, you won't be able to access the money that we deposit to your account until your next visit, because I can only issue the debit card and the online banking to you personally.
Got it.
Any other questions you may have?
That's it. Thank you so much, Alfonso.
You're quite welcome. Again, my name is Alfonso Rodriguez. Feel free to reach me on my email that should be on the description down below. And don't forget to follow the channel.
So as you heard from Alfonso, you can get money from US to the account fine. And I've actually already tested that. So I have not tested that feature where you do a direct deposit to that New York bank, because my clients who pay me, they are not paying me in such a way where I would be able to say to them, okay, do this wire transfer and then put my name in this box or whatever. It just doesn't work like that where I'm, how I'm paid. But what I realized, and this is what I wanted to test before I jumped on here and actually did this video, is that you can, Payoneer allows you to add this bank account as a payee. So I still have Payoneer as my middleman, and if you know how I can open a proper, like legit US bank account on a tourist visa, hook me up with that, because I need that. But anyway, so far it works where I'm able to add the Intercam bank account to my Payoneer account. So when clients do pay me and it goes into my Payoneer account, I can then pay myself through the Payoneer bank account. And that happens in, I'll get the money same day. It's not instantaneous. It takes about 5 or 6 hours. I realized to do that, but that works. So the money goes from the US straight to Mexico here. I've cut the Jamaican part out of it so far. That works perfectly. And I'm able to retain more of my money. If PayPal were to allow something like this, that would be sweet, because a lot of my clients also do use PayPal, and PayPal, PayPal didn't even allow me to add like my Jamaican bank account to, anyways. So that is how I have been using my Intercam account so far. And then it works here in Mexico fine. I have not figured out yet how to use it on Amazon. I tried and it never worked. Amazon tell me some decline, me no know what going right there. So I'll have to figure out what I'm doing wrong. But I've used it in stores, and I've used it to withdraw the cash. So as long as I can take off my money, I'm good with that. We'll figure out the online shopping part of it later. I still have some of my clients' money going to my Jamaican bank account, because it's good to diversify. It's also good, that's where I invest. Jamaican stock exchange is really good if you know anything about stocks and bonds and things like that. I do prefer to have some money, like my savings and that kind of thing, going to Jamaica. And my Jamaican card works on Amazon and everything, so that part is fine. And I think because mom did it too, mom opened a bank account, so now when I get paid I can transfer it to her if I'm ever traveling or anything like that. I love that. That was one of the reasons why I wanted both of us to open these accounts as well, because it was a pain for me to send her money Jamaican. It just so yeah. But I was saying, like, she added her card to Didi. So Didi was the Uber competitor, the same rideshare thing here in Mexico. She added her card to Didi, no problem, and so she's able to pay for her rideshares using that card. So I know that it works on some apps. I don't know why it wasn't working on Amazon. Maybe I did something wrong. We'll try that again, but this has been working wonderfully for me so far. So to end this video, I'm going to share some footage of that day that we went to actually open our bank account. It was my mom's birthday, so we went to a French restaurant down in Centro. I'm going to show you that footage now. Make sure you like and subscribe the video. Ask me any questions you want down in the comments below, and any other tips or videos that I can make for you about living here in Merida, Mexico, let me know. I'm open to doing all these videos. I am enjoying myself immensely. See you guys in the next one. Ciao for now.